I'm here this evening to bring you my Black History speech. I took parts of Dr. Martin Luther King's speech and incorporated it into mine. I am by no means trying to say that I wrote his part. You will know. However, it's entitled Still in the Dream. Dr. Martin Luther King gave his I Have a Dream speech 56 years ago, and we are still slaves to this world. The Emancipation Proclamation was to be the end of what Dr. King calls a long night of captivity. And yet we live in captivity every day under a system that is only for some folks and not for others. Held hostage in what is supposed to be the greatest country in the world, yet great for whom? I was 11 years old when Dr. King spoke about being free and having civil rights for blacks. Yet it still speaks volumes of what African Americans are dealing with today. You be the judge and tell me if what blacks dealt with back then is the same issues we are dealing with today. Listen, I am by no means taking his speech and making it mine. I am only showing what Dr. King spoke about back then shows we still have a long way to go in the I Have a Dream speech. Dr. King brought more people together from all walks of life in one place than anyone in history. And he did it without technology. And yet we still have people who won't vote because they feel they have no reason to. He fought that good fight for our race, and we are still singing, We Shall Overcome. Yes, overcome the same racism we are dealing with today. We have people divided over whether to stand for the national anthem when no one is standing for the black race. People honor a flag more than they do human beings. Dr. King said, The Negro lives on a lonely island of poverty, and we still stand on that lonely island. He went on to say the Negro is crippled by segregation and chains of discrimination, and I believe even more now than back then. The difference is the KKK has taken off their robes and put on suits. They sit in judicial seats and in executive positions. And some of our own race has joined the club. Sellouts to the highest bidder. Negroes bought and paid for and still can't get a seat at their dinner table. Dr. King said the Negro finds himself in exile in his own land. In every part of the world, there are African American is in exile in their own community. We are left out of the equation when it comes to equality. The United States of America, united for whom? Certainly not us. Dr. King called them shameful conditions. I call them hateful and racist conditions. Yes, it's a shame that some white folks think that the world should go back to the way it is or the way it used to be. Are you blind? Can they see? We are living in those times right now. Have they seen the way blacks have been treated? Have they not seen the injustice that we face every day? If it's not back to that time, then what is it? When will it be our day? When will we get paid? When it comes to our race, we are always told there are no funds. Our education suffers due to insufficient funds. The job market suffers when it comes to the black man and black woman due to insufficient funds. The pay scale differs when it comes to us. And now we all face the reality that people who come from other countries have the help of the government, and there is lack of insufficient funds for all Americans. Oh, the tables have taken a short turn, and you don't like it. That is how we, black people, have felt for years. We have enough money to fund a war that is not ours. The banks are making more money than ever with high interest rates. Housing market is not lacking due to funds. And yet the hardworking citizens of America, we get insufficient funds. Insufficient, anyway. Dr. King said in the process of gaining our rightful place, we must not be guilty of wrongful deeds. Let us not seek to satisfy our thirst for freedom by drinking the cup of bitterness and hatred. I don't condone hatred, but forgive me for being bitter. And I am sure I am not the only one that stand in this bitterness. How can we not be bitter when our children are shot down like animals in the wild? We are put in one group and treated like all blacks are bad. There is bad in all races. But we are the only one that make the news, get the harshest sentences, get beaten, shot when our backs are turned. We have been the most forgiving race on this earth. We always bounce back no matter what happens to us. It's time to let out the bitter taste of hurt. Every time we fight, we have to fight with dignity and discipline. We stand up for our rights. We are told we are not Americans. Well, America has never been for us. It's time to come together to keep our money in our pockets, black people, and hit them where it hurts. That is all some people seem to understand is money. So afraid to let us have some. The money most of them hold was made off the back of our ancestors. They have stolen our ideas, our music, our style, our hair, our children, inventors, and made them theirs. It's time to give credit where credit is due and give back what is rightfully ours. They don't want us to teach our children that we were inventors, doctors, kings, and queens. We were royalty in own countries. They want them to believe that what our children hear and see was all given to them by someone but the black man and black woman. A note to my black brothers and sisters. Teach them our history in your homes. Don't let anyone dictate what you teach your children. Teach them that Black History Month is just a month, but Black history is every day. They are afraid our children will understand where they come from and that they are great and the color of their skin, oh, it is beautiful. Our children need to know about their history until they understand they are great and our ancestors were the most amazing, strongest, patient, loving, tolerant, powerful, mighty, competent, sovereign, intelligent, inventive people to walk this earth. No one is for violence, certainly not me. But violence seems to find its way into our homes and community. Not all white people are bad. However, not enough of them speak out against the brutal way blacks are being treated. Heck, truth be told, no other race is speaking out about the injustice blacks get, yet they all benefited from affirmative action. In case you didn't know it, the darker your skin puts you in the category of blackness, whether you accept it or not. I'm sure other races that have had a hint of brown in them have felt the same disrespect. Therefore, we should stand together and fight for equal rights for blacks. No other race on this planet faces the disparity that we face.